What you will need for this particular project is a sewing machine, a tape measure, a long piece of stretchy fabric, for this particular project you will need 4 things. The first thing is a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine you can hand sew, but it will take a little longer. This project does require you to hand sew anyway, in a certain part. Next, you'll need a pair of scissors. Fabric scissors are recommended, but they don't have to be. You'll then need a tape measure that measures long enough around your waist, and you'll need a yard of stretchy fabric. I'm using blue stretchy fabric. It's royal blue. The colour doesn't really show up on here that well, but it's very stretchy. And I got this off eBay for £1.50 for this huge piece. Okay, let's get going. You'll want to take your tape measure and measure around your waist. You then want to take your stretchy fabric and you want to cut out 2 strips. Each strip should be as long as your waist and about 8 inches wide. Oh yeah, one other thing. You want to find which way your fabric stretches. Is it this way? Or is it this way? For me it's this way. You want to make sure that you cut the appropriate way. So your waist measurement is going to come along this way, so that it'll stretch as it goes over your body. Okay, so I've now cut my 2 pieces, and this is what they look like. The stretchiness of it runs this way, so along here. That's why I cut my waist measurements along there. And I just cut 2 of those. Okay, so now let's take your tape measure again, and where you measured your waist, so for example my waist is 26 inches, you want to double it, so 52. Don't know what 52 is. 52 inches. You then want to cut your fabric 52 inches wide. Whoops. And then you want to measure from your waist, which is here. You can find your natural waistline by tipping to the side, and there's like a little crease around about here, and that's your natural waistline. You want to measure from there to where you want your skirt to finish, and I want mine to finish around about here, which is 18 inches. Just to check. Yeah. Okay, as you can see, or cannot may not be able to see, I marked off down here. Okay, you can't see. There. I marked off from the beginning of the fabric up here all the way to the bottom. That's 18 inches. Then I measured along here. I measured 52 inches. Here's my little mark. You can't see it. And then I measured down again 18 inches. So you've kind of got like a rectangle. You just want to cut that out. Okay, so we've now cut out all of the fabric that we're going to be needing. So you should have 2 strips of blue, 1 and 2, and then 1 really long strip that was twice the size of your waist lengthwise, and then as long as you want your skirt to be from your waist to above your knee. Okay. Okay. Now you'll need to hand sew. If you do not know how to hand sew, please request a tutorial below and I will show you. So all you'll need is a needle and some thread. I'm using royal blue thread colour, which matches the colour of my skirt, but it absolutely does not matter because it's not going to be seen. You'll want to cut it approximately the size of your biggest piece. So that's for me 52 inches, but you can add a little extra just to be on the safe side, or a little less. It really doesn't matter. So I like to double over my thread so it's extra secure, and then you want to tie a knot at the end. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're taking the end of the longest strip and we're just going to hand sew all across the bottom, just like that. Whoops. Pull the thread through so it's just a straight stitch. It doesn't have to be neat, it can be wide, it can be as wide or as thin as you like. You want to do that all along the bottom and all along the top. Okay, now what you should have is this side, which is all threaded, and then the bottom side, which is all threaded as well. So you want to take one of the smaller pieces that you pre-cut, and you want to take this thread from the side, right here, which is still intact, and you want to pull and it will gather. So I kind of can't do this with scissors, but with a camera in my hand, but you want to pull it and it will gather up like this. So I'm just pulling it and it's gathering, kind of like that. And you want to do that once it's gathered up as close as possible. It should look something like this, like that. Okay, now you want to do the same to the bottom. Okay, when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. Now you want to take your material above, which you cut before, this really long piece, and then you want to take this and you just want to try and sort it so that it measures equal length with this. So you'll have to like open up the ruching a little. Okay, so you now should have something that looks like this. I just tightened and loosened my gathers so that they match the same length as my previous waistbands. Once you're happy with that, tie a knot at the end of the threads which you used to adjust, and then you will have something that looks like this. Okay, so you want to take your waistband and you want to flip it over the top of the skirt like that, and then do the same with the bottom. Flip it up like that. So you now should have something that looks like that. You then want to pin these in place along the bottom and the top, and then sew. You can hand sew or use a machine. When you're done sewing, you open it up and turn it the right way around, and you should have something that looks like this. Okay, so now what you do is you turn it the wrong way around, so this is where it would be inside out if it had been sewn. Then you take the edge and you fold it up like that, so that it's now 4 inches, and then you just take the top and you tuck that under, so you have a nice neat edge, like that, and then just bring this up to cover this bit here, so just bring it up. And you should have something that looks like that, and you're going to do the same on the top. It should now look like this. So you want to pin this down along here and sew all along here and all along here. Okay, afterwards all I did was I grabbed one piece of the material and then I folded it over so the ends met, and then I just sewed along the edge all the way down. It's really hard at this part because there's like 4 pieces of material. And also I had to hand sew these bits on because the ruffles against 4 pieces of material is just too thick for my sewing machine to handle, and it didn't really work that well. But I machined the sides. And then if you want a more, I don't know what the word would be, but a more visible seam, you just sew down here as well. When you're done, it should look like this.